The Untold Truth about Elizabeth I's rotting teeth. Queen Elizabeth I is remembered for her sweet tooth. Sugar has a long history in India and the Arab world, but it was imported to England only in the 13th century. Sugar was a rare seasoning in the medieval period. By the Elizabethan era, it was widely produced in colonies. The cost of sugar was compared with the cost of pearls. It was a hot commodity amongst the English elite. Sugar was seen as a status symbol. It became the central ingredient of lavish banquets. Peasants would spend their lives without ever tasting it. Elizabeth I wanted to project an image of immense power, so she was particularly fond of sugar. Elizabeth was a fan of so-called Tudor toothpaste. The paste was made of sugar. The Queen used it to polish her teeth. Elizabeth had high standards in terms of cleanliness. She was almost obsessive about regular bathing. She had bathrooms with running water in her palaces. She always wore a pomander. She chewed mint or other herbs for her breath. The farthingales she wore were complete with shifts. They absorbed sweat and would be changed throughout the day. However, dental hygiene was non-existent at the time. It was possible to clean your teeth with a chewed stick. People could use salt for it, but they rarely bothered. The effects of sugar on teeth weren't known at the time. By her 50s, most of Elizabeth's teeth were rotten. Some had fallen out, while others turned black. Elizabeth I was a fashion icon of her time. The English elite tried to emulate her style. For example, she made red hair fashionable. As a natural redhead, she chose to forego the use of wigs. Even though they were fashionable at the time, it might have been her way to confirm her legitimacy. She shared the hair color with her father, the former king. The elites dyed their hair to show their allegiance. The Queen's black teeth didn't detract from her appeal. They became a symbol of beauty and wealth. The blacker your teeth were, the richer you were. Not everyone could afford to rot their teeth with sugar, so they would artificially blacken their teeth with soot. The trend eventually faded after the reign of Elizabeth I. Wealthy women at the time maintained pale, smooth skin. The look was regarded as a sign of wealth and class. Tanned skin or freckles were reserved for peasants. They worked on the land while the wealthy stayed indoors. To look pale, Elizabeth covered her face with lead paint. As Elizabeth grew older, she suffered from poor health. She went to extraordinary lengths to control her image. She suffered from balding and had to wear wigs. Her cheeks were sunken because she had no side teeth. False teeth were not an option at the time, so Elizabeth had to pad her mouth out. You won't see her black teeth in her portraits, but there is a record from a German traveler, Paul Hensner. He described the 65-year-old queen.
Her lips narrow and her teeth black, a defect the English seem subject to from their too great use of sugar.